Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode we're going to see just how bad this thing really is. Right, for those of you that are new to the channel, this is our new Corsa B project. This is basically a build that we're doing for unveiling next year, Max Power Union Show 2025. We've taken it off, or taken it on, should I say, as a project on behalf of a friend of ours. At the moment, we have on the previous episode taken everything out that was included in it. That was all the interior bits, which are now safely stored in the garage. We had loads of body kits and stuff which are currently stacked up over here, and then we basically went through just kind of briefly what we're planning to do with this on this episode. We're going to delve a little bit deeper. Now we've had a quick look and we've seen a few places which are particularly crusty, namely rear tailgate, inside boot floor, and then under the seats and stuff are looking a little bit suspect, but we haven't actually properly had a look underneath. Now I've got a jack with me, I've got some time, and we are basically going to see if we can jack this up. Now fully expecting to potentially the jack to go straight through the floor, based on sort of some of the stuff that we've seen already, but until we have a proper look underneath we won't know absolutely how severe this car completely is. So without further ado, we're going to crack on and see exactly what we have in store. Right, so next up is we need to find a jacking point for this now. Looking underneath, yeah, I mean that's not a great start, is it, to be honest? Well, let's just get a jack under it and let's see what happens. But yeah, I think this is a sign of things to come. Right, so as you see, we're up in the air, so let's get these wheels and tyres off and see what goodies lay beneath. Safety first, because if I'm going to die, it's not going to be by a rusty green Corsa. Right, so let's take a look at exactly what we're playing with. I've got my trusty tool of choice for finding out whether or not we're going to be completely screwed on this, but yeah, I mean, that instantly has confirmed that we are on for an absolute peach. Holy crap. Oh my god. Okay. I'm speechless. I mean, that is effectively what is holding our one side of our lower control arm in place, and it now doesn't exist. Cool. Okay, well that was literally the first thing that we saw. Okay, well I think I think that's the inside of the car. The pedals. Okay, so this is the new option. Basically, air cool your feet, you know, and also you can get some heat if you start to sort of do some serious braking as well. It sort of just blows the air into your toes to keep them warm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we'd kind of suspected that things were pretty bad. That is pretty bad. I mean, that's definitely confirmed that I think we were kind of onto the right thing, maybe with thinking about reshelling this particular car, because that is a problem, and not a problem that can be fixed easily, considering the whole bracket for that lower arm mount has completely just disintegrated into a pile of rust that now sits on the floor. Cool, right, let's delve deeper. Let's see what other goodies we can find on this. Yeah, so doing some more. Yeah. Okay, right. I think we're pretty sure about this. Okay, let's crack on and see what's going on the rear of this. Right, so we're now in the rear. Actually not looking as bad at the rear, to be honest. Whether it's because all this black is kind of hiding a multitude of sins, but at least on first inspections it's not looking too terrible. I've got some yeah, maybe not. So that would be the rear. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's a big, bloody great big hole. Where was it that we were seeing stuff around the boot lid? Okay, so we've got some more down here. Trusty tool. That feels soft. That actually feels like rubber. I actually think that the undercoat is holding that on at the moment. Positives though, this rear beam is actually not looking too terrible, to be honest. And I'm pretty sure these rear beams are notorious for rusting through on this. Oh man, I've just seen that. So it's clearly, hang on, right, it's clearly had a thing down here at some point, which is what we saw on the inside. Oh god, being rained on. Brown rain, not what you want, is it? Oh dear. And what is that bolt? Why are you there? That is so weird. But yeah, as I was saying, this rear beam's actually not looking too bad. I mean, the coilovers, that's cool. We'll definitely strip all those off and keep them, because they'll be good to go on another shell. But I'm pretty sure, really, with just seeing this side at the moment, and we're going to have a look at the other side just for shits and giggles. But from what I've seen in the moment, I'm pretty convinced that there is absolutely no saving this. At least it's not economical to save. Given enough time and stuff, could definitely repair this. To like, I mean, it's going to be patchwork quilt. You may even want to just cut a lot of the front end off and then just replace it anyway. Obviously, as we've seen, it's already been in a front end accident anyway, so front crash bar and stuff's all going to need to be replaced, and then certain mounts and stuff are going to need to be reworked back into position. So I just think, really, from what we've seen on this side, I think replacing this car with a completely new donor and then basically stripping off absolutely everything that we can reuse. So as we've seen there, the rear beam and stuff, that can all come off. And then we've obviously got the coilovers and stuff on there, they can all come out. The ones on the front look okay, they can come off. The discs and stuff, we'll take all that off and we'll see if we can get them re-skimmed, as long as they're sort of not completely warped. I think they're just pitted where they've been sat for a while, but they can come off because they look reasonably good. They actually look quite big for a Corsa B, so I wonder whether they've been upgraded. Don't know, would need to find out. And then I'm pretty sure things like these fuel filler necks and stuff are quite useful, so there's probably a load of bits on here that we could actually stick up on eBay or breakers websites, basically, to see if we can shift it on and make a little bit of money back on it. But right, okay, let's get the wheels back on this side, and then let's poke around on the other side and see what goodies we can find there as well. And just because we had a bit of access under here, yeah. Oh Jesus! Oh, the wind! Oh, I've got rust in my eyes. Oh, hang on. I'm pretty sure that's the inside of the car. Oh dear. Oh, what a peach. Oh god. Okay, right, that's it. Right, let's get this wheel back on, let's get the front one back on, let's jack up this other side and take a look what's going on over there. Alright, so we're back in here. So this side, now interestingly enough, the other side is the one that was parked up against the bush, so I'm wondering whether that kind of played a big part, but this is suspect. But actually, it's pretty solid. This is like the sort of sealant coating. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect by any means, because underneath there, as you can see, that is not very good from the looks of it, but it is solid. So yeah, so I think probably what has happened is where this car, as I say, the other side of it was parked literally against a hedge for years and years and years, that has basically created havoc with the rust that was going on underneath the sealant in these front mounting points. So yeah, if we look back at what that previously was, this whole section here is missing, as we see underneath there as well. I mean, yeah, that's not looking great, but it is solid. It's just not looking too good, and I particularly wouldn't like it myself. So yeah, I think what we've basically established, I don't even think I can be bothered to do the rear, because I think that's going to be the same as what it is on the other side. We'll poke the camera up in there just to show what's going on sill wise. Let's have a look under here. Ta-da! Okay, well this one exists, which is a half the battle, so I mean that is still there, unlike the other side, which had completely disappeared. So that one does not exist anymore. Interestingly enough, just seen this, which is nice. Got a little bit of growth coming out of the car. Lovely, you know. Oh, greenhouse project. Maybe that's what this car's destined for now. Take the kit off and then we just leave it and just let the wilderness and nature take it back over again, because it seems to be doing quite a good job of it at the moment. Right, next stages. Right, so rather than just bash away at this car, I think what we're going to probably do is make a start on removing some of the bits. I think realistically, I mean, not realistically, that is definitely going to be the case now. We are going to be finding basically a completely new car. New Corsa B, one that's maybe standard, maybe it's had a few little bits done to it, but it's cheap, and it's basically just a good shell, but maybe the bodywork and the paintwork and stuff is terrible. Maybe it's like absolute base model, that's not a problem. As long as it's petrol and it's manual, don't want automatics, don't want diesels, then what we will start to do is basically strip off everything on this car that we can find that is going to be able to come off. So that's going to include all of the combat side skirts, all of the coilovers. We'll take all these brakes off as well, because as I say, might be able to resurface them. It might not be worth it, but we'll see what happens. All the side skirts, all of the, basically everything that we can find. We'll take all the windows out, we'll take wing mirrors off, bonnet, the single wiper conversion, all the interior, even though the seats are pretty crusty at the moment. We may as well just take them out, because we might be able to get them retrimmed, which will be cool to try and keep them in there. And then, oh Jesus, the smell from this is unreal as well. It's really, really pongy. And then we've obviously got all of our bits in there, which we're going to start to take out and stack up in a space to keep them all dry. We'll probably take all these kits away with us. We'll take them back to the main base, because some of them we will keep. As I said, this rear bumper will probably keep, just because I quite like the style of it, but the other bits, bar the combat rear bumper, which is staying, but there's like, and the blue bumper, sorry, but there's like a Punto front end, I think, or Clio front end and Clio side skirts as well. So we'll just clean those up and see what we want to do with them. We'll probably sell them, to be honest, rather than keep random body kits and stuff floating around. You know, I'll find a use for them. But anyway, so yeah, we'll take all the rear lights out. The rear boot lid's going to come off, even though, so I think we'll see what we can do to save this. The problem we've got at the moment is we're going to have to strip a lot of it away where the two parts are starting to, oh actually, okay, maybe not. I was hoping that we might be able to keep it, but and get it all sorted, but yeah, I think this is gone as well, to be honest. Jesus, okay. Okay, right, so we're going to need we'll use the new boot lid, and we'll basically have to smooth that one back off again. What we might do is we might just use this as a template, because what we want is these screw it, you can just live in there. We want this section here that's been added in, because usually this comes round and then down, but this has got kind of the angry rear tail lights, and we want to basically do the same as that. This rear bumper we've got cut out, that can go. If someone wants that, great, we'll tidy it up and get it all clean. It's fiberglass, that should be all right. We just need to get some nice trim lines on the back. We'll take off the GSI rear spoiler. We'll just take it and, I don't know, sell it or whatever. I don't know, I can't remember what Dylan wants to do with that, to be honest. I think he wants a Evo spoiler on the back of it from memory, so I don't know, maybe we'll keep it and then we'll mount the Evo spoiler to this, so it's like a double wing, which would look pretty cool. Yeah, can't believe that's so funny. Just yeah, as we're coming through, I'm looking at this and wondering whether I'm up to date on all my jabs at the moment, because I feel like I'm going to catch something from this at some point. Jesus, right. Well, this one seems to have a plate in place, but this one didn't have a plate, or at least unless it did have a plate and it's just come off. But no, it definitely doesn't. It's all just filler over the top of this. But then this feels like it's got a plate on it. Right, I'm gonna have to get a I'm I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver and chisel that. Give me 2 secs. Yeah, not a plate, just sharp filler. So yeah, did find a little bit of metal that's not rusted though, which is obviously nice. But yeah, the rest of it, what a state. I mean, it actually looks like a tree. It looks like bark. It looks like a tree has been sawn, and this is now all the what do you call it? Running through it. So, oh dear. Yeah, so I think that's scrap. So we'll scrap that. We'll basically use these as a template. We'll take the rear wing off of it. That smell. Honestly, I wish you guys could smell it. Honestly, it's awful. Right, rear lights. We're going to take these off, clean them up. Hopefully we can potentially reuse them, which would be cool. We'll take all of the trim off. So all of the rubbers and stuff that are okay. We'll get all of those taken out. We'll take out all the interior bits that we can, anything that's left in here. Wiring and stuff, you know, all of that stuff is quite useful to have. I know that with a 106 where it was obviously a car that was a shell, and then everything was just chucked inside, so we had to root through it and try and find all the bits for it, and notorious there was just stuff that was missing or not quite there. And so now with all this, we'll take it all out, we'll label it all, and then if we use it for rebuilding the next one, great. If we don't, then not a problem, somebody else will get use out of it, hopefully. So yeah, we'll take everything that's usable out of this. Right, there we go, guys. Basically confirmed that this is a tiny little bit too far gone for what we want. So basically now, as I said, on the lookout, another Corsa B, start stripping bits off. You'll see that we've already done wing mirrors, we've done rear lights, taking door cards and stuff off the inside that were waiting there, or left there, should I say, waiting there to be lifted by Tom. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to get a Dremel, and then we're going to start to cut the kit away from this car, at which point we'll get windows out, we'll try and save windscreen because that's sort of reasonable condition. If it doesn't crack, then great, we can keep that for just in case. And then hopefully then we're basically left with the shell, which we'll then get the scrap man to come pick up, and then that'll be the end of this particular car, ready to be relived and rebuilt into another Corsa B for next year's show. So thanks everyone for watching. Stay tuned for more content on this nugget, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.